Rhinoceros Success is the first book, which is why you see all these rhinos around the entire office. And it's the first book that really got me into like personal development. And in every aspect of this book, it's a small book, 100 pages or so, but it's basically, the premise behind it is, your feet hit the ground in the morning and you're a 2-ton fucking rhino. You chase down life being audacious. You have 2-inch thick skin. Torpedoes are gonna come at you, they're gonna knock you down, you get back up. Like, don't be a coward and pasture, like chase life down on your terms, right? And that stuck with me, and it was like it was so simple, but it's like, man, like, you're fucking rhino, like in everything that you do. And so then that became the first company that we created, Rhinoco, and that became like the gyms and the whole entire thing. And it's like, no one encompasses like the rhinoceros spirit more than what you've been through and where you are, and the drive you have to keep fucking getting up every single day and crushing it is like fucking like it's fucking very special, bro. So like, you're a fucking rhino.
Thank you, man. Didn't expect that. It's not often I get to be complimented. It's only me giving out the compliments to others. But yeah, we're here, and me and Mike have forged such a special relationship in quite a short space of time, to be fair. We actually, funny story, we actually got off to quite a bad start, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we share that? So I approached Mike, I think it's about 2 years ago, to do a project with him, and he was like, yeah, let's do it. And then I think Mike got a little bit too much work on his plate, and I was like, when can we start this? And he's like, kind of a little bit busy and stopped replying. And then he came to the booth at the Olympia, didn't you?
Yeah, so like to add on to that, so like Joe's very direct, right? And it's like, if you don't know you, like if somebody doesn't know you, they're like, so he's like sending you a message like, hey, where are we at with this? And so like, you don't know how to take that, but you're being very kind. You're just like, hey, where are we at? Like, you're from a positive person, like, where are we at? And so I'm like, fuck, like, does he think he's the only one that needs shit right now? I'm like drowning over
the ring title, motherfucker.
And so then I saw him at was it Olympia?
It was the Olympia, wasn't it, 2 years ago?
And I was like, hey, are you here? And he's like, yeah, at the booth, like really dry. I'm like, all right, go see him. And we just hashed it out, man. And
yeah, he came to the booth. I was like, come on, we're going for a walk. So we went for a walk. It's like, what? I said, we're going for a walk. We're not doing it in front of our staff. So we went for a little walk and had a chat. And then after that, it's just been fucking awesome, to be fair. He doesn't give himself enough credit. Like, I've been in obviously the fitness industry. I've been in business, and it's really hard to find someone who is not just truly entrepreneurial, but super energetic and always with positive energy. And if there's a problem, it's not, oh, well, you know, it's let's fucking let's solve it, let's fucking do it. We can do it. We can fucking do it. It's like, maybe someone's just not figured out how to do it, so let's be the first ones to figure it out. So when we hit some real problems with our manufacturer, Professor Nuts, Michael was the only person that I could turn to, that I could trust, because the intellectual property that we have with that product, it's not a product I can take anywhere, because that technology, once it gets shared, it's out there. So I came to Mike and I was like, would you entertain doing this? And I mean, you can say, Mike, I mean, you fitted a whole new line to facilitate this. Yeah. I mean, how much did you put into this project with the ability to do nut bows? And nuts is the only thing you started with, wasn't it? So.
Yeah, so it was the first line that got me into this industry as a whole. But it was never really utilized like to its full potential. Mm-hmm. So when we started talking and we started going back and forth on some numbers and volumes and all that, and like what you had to do and at the speed you had to do it, it was more of like, okay, let me go and buy bigger tanks, let me go automate this a little bit more. We spent an additional like 50 grand on top of like the line itself was 125. So probably 175 in on the line.
Yeah.
But it runs unbelievable.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's super efficient, high volume line, and so like now I'm confident like what we can do.
Yeah.
So like, you know, he's also probably bringing out a different formula or idea or concept every single time we meet. I don't think there's been a single time you've shown up in this facility where it's been like, okay, cool, like it's like, hey, I got a new idea, check this out. I went over here and now they're doing this, but this is trending over there, so let's do it like this.
Yeah.
It's literally innovation is in his fucking blood.
We've got some really like
crazy shit.
I've never been more excited by a couple of the projects that we've got coming up. They're not going to happen overnight, but they're going to change the shape of the food industry, the snack industry, like truly change it, which excites the shit out of me.
Hell yeah.
You know, so
I didn't actually believe it was.
Didn't think it was possible.
I didn't think it was possible in the beginning. So he has a little bit of far-fetched ideas. Like his concept of like pushing the limit on functionality from an ingredient perspective is sometimes like he's so far into science that for the average person, even myself that understands formulation at a high level, it's like, but can it really test out, right? And I'm like, when I got the results back from that, I was fucking in shock. Like I literally got them and I was just like, shut up.
Yeah,
like,
that made my Thanksgiving.
Bro, I'm like, this is real. Like this is a thing. So I'm really excited about that.
And it's just great because like what we're talking about, obviously we can't disclose it, it's confidential, but it's something I've been sat on for years. And it's the frustrating part for me. It's like I've got all these things that I know can change lives, and it's just like they're all stored up in a vault, but I don't have a partner to run them with, or an outlet, or just the sheer funding to be able to do it. So once we crack one, it's just like a conveyor belt. There's an endless supply of innovative ideas coming out, and that's where the real partnership with me and Mike has come in, because he always wants to move forward. He always wants to do something different. And the one thing I respect most about him, which he probably doesn't know, is that he doesn't make the same product for two people. And if someone comes in wanting to clone a product that's the same as something that he already makes, he'll return the business away. And that to me speaks volumes. Because it's quite easy, most manufacturers will just sit there and play the numbers game. It's just like, okay, I've got this one successful product and it's selling really well for this brand, and they'll whore it out to every brand. And Michael's integrity, and I always say to everyone, the most expensive thing you will have in business is a moral code and ethics. And he has them. But he still works with the biggest brands in our industry. And I think that once he gets more media out there, I know he's doing it, but once we become more and more established, everyone will want to work with him, because you know that he's safe, your product's safe, it's not going to be replicated by somebody else, and you're going to get a service level that goes above and beyond. And it's not just that, it's like, if you own a business, you're dealing with shit all the time, and when you come to Mike, it's just positive energy and a we can do attitude, and that's worth its weight in gold. It's like, if you're with one supplier, I would 10 times over pay a little extra money and have a Michael, a service, like, and Michael's relationship with Michael, you pay more for that, like 10 times over. So you build quite a unique culture. This is not
a paid advertisement. That was fucking awesome.
It's just it's quite unique to find it in this space though, because I mean, we talked about manufacturing in the supplement game, and Michael's making for some of the big brands in the fitness industry, and it's hard to find one, just a manufacturer who can be reliable, but to find one who's on the cutting edge and looking to innovate doesn't happen. So we've landed on our feet here, and for all you people who are a fan of Professor Nuts and those types of products, we've got a lot of stuff coming, but what hamstrung us before, the old place, was they were just resistant to making new flavours. I flew out to the old manufacturer myself and made 3 new flavours in one day, and they wouldn't make them. We got 1 new flavour in 18 months. And the cool thing is, like, me and Michael just text each other and say, hey, are you free Monday? And like, yeah, okay, we're free Monday. So we'll come in at like 8:30. Michael being at 8, I'll come in at 8:30. And we'll just jam. We'll make a new flavour. We made those 2 new flavours that we're releasing now. Yeah. The caramel kiss and the coconut macaroon. A couple of hours, me and Mike just in there.
They're probably 2 of my favorite. I think that coconut is like, it's unbelievable. Like I put that on a rice cake, it's fire.
So we're going to have the ability to do a new flavour every 6 to 8 weeks, basically. So we want you guys who are watching and all the customers to tell us what you want, because we don't have any barriers anymore. And it gives me the freedom to let my brain run wild a little bit, and I've got someone who actually understands it and will do the legwork. I mean, you saw this morning, I was making up with the secret material and the MCT, and I was making the pistachio drizzle. You know, but that's something I'd already run by Mike, and I want to save some of the legwork when I come in here. So it's like I've got a lot of it dialed in, and me and Mike can just get together and spend half an hour just like refining, and make sure the process is good enough to scale and it'll work on the machines. And that's it. So that's the real fun part. Like, I would go home and make things previously, and it'd be frustrating because you come up with something, a new flavour, you come up with a new product, and it wouldn't go anywhere because manufacturers' inability to execute on a plan. And Michael executes every time.